Hi, I'm Dr. Amy Abelar with Acupuncture Practice Systems, and this video is going to cover a few things you'll want to know about getting an EIN for your practice. If you are an acupuncturist and you don't have an EIN yet, or you're not really using it, you could be practicing in risky ways without even realizing. An EIN is an employer identification number, and it's issued by the IRS. You want to think of this as a social security number, but for your business. Even if you don't have employees, most acupuncture practices should still have an EIN. And just to clarify, this applies even if you're sole proprietor or you don't have any employees or you're not billing any insurance. You will still use an EIN in multiple places in your practice. Here are some of the main ways that you will use it. Number one is opening a business bank account. Most banks require an EIN to open a true business bank account. This is what allows you to properly separate your personal and your business finances, which is critical for both legal protection and clear bookkeeping. Number two is going to be tax reporting and business structure. If you are operating as an LLC, an S Corp, your EIN is going to be used for filing taxes, reporting income, issuing 1099s if you pay independent contractors. It's a super key piece of treating your practice like an actual business. Number three, if you do hire employees or independent contractors, and if you ever plan to hire a reception staff, massage therapist, any other acupuncturists, you're going to need an EIN to handle payroll and tax reporting properly. Number four is super bills and patient documentation. Even if you are not billing insurance directly, many practitioners include their EIN on super bills. A lot of the states are going to require this. Also on patient documentation and billing related forms. This allows you to avoid using your social security number, which protects your personal information. Also, number five is going to be credentialing and insurance relationships. Some insurance panels and billing systems will require an EIN instead of your social security number. Using an EIN can help keep your personal information protected in these situations as well. Number six is business credibility and professionalism. Having an EIN signals that your practice is structured as a legitimate business. It's often going to be required for leases, vendor relationships, business credit applications. So now let's talk a little bit about what happens if you don't have an EIN or you don't use it properly. Number one, if you're using your social security number everywhere, this increases your personal risk for identity theft, fraud, unnecessary exposure of your personal information. Number two, you're gonna blur the lines between personal and business finances. Without proper business structure and an EIN, it becomes much harder to track your income, manage your expenses, and prepare for your taxes. And it can also weaken your liability protection depending on which entity type you're operating as. The third thing is that you are going to limit your ability to grow. If you don't have an EIN set up early, it can slow you down when you are ready to hire staff, open additional accounts, or expand your practice. Number four, you may not be fully compliant. Depending on how your business is structured, not having an EIN or using it correctly can actually create issues with tax reporting and compliance, as I mentioned earlier. So the good news is getting an EIN is actually very simple. You can apply for one directly through the IRS and it's free. This is one of those foundational steps that makes everything else in your practice easier and more structured, not to mention legally compliant. This is one of the foundational pieces that I break down inside Acupuncture Practice Systems. I will help you with setting up your practice correctly from the start so that you're not having to go back and fix things later. Because of small decisions like this, setting up your EIN, structuring your finances, building your systems properly, these are all things that create a practice that's not just functional, but stable, professional, and built to grow. If you're ready to take that step in securing your practice, join me in the Acupuncture Practice Systems membership by clicking the link in the description.